Gentlemen, my name is Cody Bowers. I am the NWA Mid-South Social Media General Manager. To my left, I have the Chairman of the Championship Committee, Alvin Minnick, the three-time NWA National Heavyweight Champion, the Golden Boy, Greg Anthony, and to my right here, I have the NWA Event Coordinator, Mr. James Ross. Guys, NWA Mid-South has been open in Dyersburg for approximately 3 years now.
2 years.
2 years?
Mm-hmm.
What made you guys start a show here in Ripley?
I mean, it was really out of necessity. You know, professional wrestling is something that's near and dear to all of our hearts, but it's been something that's been kind of an endangered species. Good professional wrestling on the independent scene, and that's what we were trying to do by bringing the NWA and its history. We're trying to add our own history to West Tennessee.
Yeah. Also, even though it's just been back for 2 years, the NWA has actually been in West Tennessee since 1998. And we've had a great history of champions. I mean, we've, like Golden Boy Greg Anthony. If you go back, Rhino, he's in the list. Tracy Smothers, Don Bass, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, Brickhouse Brown. Plus, you know, our own wrestlers. Such as Blade Boudreaux, you remember Blade?
Absolutely.
Bulldog Reigns.
Yeah.
Even Jeremy Moore.
Jeremy Moore.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's got a big history, and we're proud that it's back here again. So.
Comment on that?
Not right now.
Not right now. Okay, so since you guys have started NWA Mid-South, back up here, it has been open so far for about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, we started in August here in Ripley. Ripley's one of those towns that's always been kind of a hotbed for professional wrestling. These fans are very passionate about professional wrestling, as passionate as we are. And they match our passion, we match their passion. It's just a marriage made in heaven almost. And the fact that, you know, we're able to come into Mr. J.C. White's building and perform NWA the way NWA is supposed to be performed, I think that means just as much to the community as it does to us.
And I'd like to add to that, like I said, the crowd has been phenomenal here. It's just like tonight, packed house. You probably couldn't get anybody else in here for the Christmas event that we had tonight, Christmas Collision. Man, it was a great event. The fans have been coming out. They've been great supporters, and we're proud to be here.
What would you guys say so far has been your most memorable moment in this building so far?
In this building so far?
Yes.
I've got mine already. I got 2 of them.
No, go ahead now.
The World Tag Team Championships has changed twice.
That's what I would say.
Right here in Ripley, Tennessee. And that's, to me, that's a big thing. You know, small town and 2 World Tag Team titles change hands right here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd probably be mine as well. I mean, World Tag Team titles, when you talk about the NBA World Tag Team titles, you talk about, you know, the Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Road Warriors. Rock and Roll Express. Midnight Express.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of history in that, and the fact that those titles and that history is linked to Ripley, Tennessee is something huge for this community.
Do you have the same answer?
Pretty much the same answer, except for my most memorable point was for being allowed to come back into the wrestling industry after so long and doing it right here in my hometown of Ripley, Tennessee. I've been gone for almost 17 years now. And after whenever NWA come to Ripley, I was like, that was the greatest opportunity right there to seize it to get back into the wrestling industry.
As you guys were saying earlier, tonight here in Ripley, Tennessee, we had the first ever Christmas Collision show. What would you guys? You know, we had all these great giveaway items, and all of our great sponsors donated this stuff to us. What would you guys like? What are your guys' comments on all the giveaway items and our sponsors?
Well, I mean, to be a part of the community, you need sponsors. You need people to support you. And Ripley, Tennessee has been very open arms. Same thing with Dyersburg. Open arms as far as the NWA goes. We couldn't do it with any sponsors. Mr. J.C. White, obviously, the bikes, Hall of Heroes with the things that they donated. Ripley Donuts. I mean, it really goes on and on. We had, you know, close to 30 items we were giving away just tonight,
Yep.
and we've got more to give away tomorrow night in Dyersburg. I mean, things like that I think are invaluable, not just to our fans, but to everyone showing that they're behind this product as much as we are.
Yeah. Like I said, we bring the wrestling, but not only We have great sponsors that comes in here, but it's a give and take for us. We're so proud to have all the sponsors, but we try to give them the best product. Also, we try to promote our sponsors here every week, and also in Dyersburg every week, because we want the people who come out to the NWA Mid-South Wrestling to also go to our sponsors to get their goods and items. Because without the sponsors, I mean, it's that much harder to grow in a city.
Well, it comes out of the simple fact that NWA Mid-South is a small business. And like many of our sponsors, they're small businesses as well. And more dollars that are spent with us and spent with them are more dollars that see life in our community. And that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it's like tonight was for the kids. When I went there and said we were going to be giving away stuff out there to the kids here in Ripley and to the kids of the Lauderdale County. Everybody in Ripley, places I thought would never give me anything, were the people who stepped out there the most, because it was for the kids here in Ripley and not just for adults and for the grown-ups. It was for the people who needed tonight here. We've got the Hall of Heroes. We've got Ripley Donuts. We had the fitness center here in Ripley. Yeah. That was the one that really surprised me the most out of everybody, because you can never get any help out of them hardly here locally. I ain't gonna lie. But that one right there was my biggest surprise, because I stayed on her for almost 2 weeks trying to get her to do a donation to me. Then we had places like Land's True Value. That's a real small hardware store here in Ripley. Another one that, for them to step out there and do something like that is uncommon around here. And that's what a lot of people around here willing to see. That we're back, we're here in Ripley, we're helping Ripley grow, and we're going to be there for the community, and that's what a lot of our sponsors have stepped up.
And let's not forget Kissel's Kitchen.
Kissel's Kitchen.
They have the
Domino's.
What's the fries?
The
Philly
cheese fries.
Gosh,
those are so good. I spend like $30 a week there just on fries.
Final question, because I know all three of you are very busy running this company pretty much. What can we expect to see from NWA Mid-South in the upcoming year of 2017, such as special events or anything like that?
Well, the main thing is the word on our plate is always expansion. We were in Dyersburg and we expanded to Ripley. Obviously, James has been a huge help, and we're expanding into other markets. Maybe not on a weekly basis, but definitely in a spot show kind of environment with Covington and things like that. So, yeah. I mean, the more events that we have, right now there's very few wrestling companies in the world that are running over 100 shows a year, and we're one of them. There's WWE and I think us, because I don't think Ring of Honor or any of those guys run that many shows. If there's anyone else I'm missing, I'm sorry guys, but that's as many as I know.
And like as referring to James, he's getting out there. We're actually going in, and hopefully we'll keep this going into the high schools. We'd love to go into the high schools, the elementary schools, fundraisers. I mean, this is a family-friendly company. I mean, we don't get out there, we don't cuss, we don't raise Cain. I mean, we run wrestling, true professional wrestling, the way it should be. We'd love to come and do fundraisers. Like I said, he's getting us in the high schools and stuff, and hopefully we'll be running for 3 or 4 days a week here before long.
Yeah.
So.
Big thing about this year is, of course, here locally, we're going to be working with our Relay for Life, which is American Cancer Society benefit. That's one thing that's dear to my heart that we work with this year. We're going to be doing our first team here with them, and hopefully, if everything works out, doing a show out there for them. We're also going to be going, I think, to the local tomato festival. I believe we've got that pretty much sewn up this year. Got other events coming up, big events coming up around the West Tennessee area too, coming up this following year. So it's going to be a great year for NWA Mid-South in 2017.
And I'd like to say one more thing. Like I said, if you've got anybody out there who wants a fundraiser, and like I said, wants a family-friendly show, make sure they get in touch with one of us. We're easy to get in touch with. We're here every Friday and Saturday night. Got Facebook. We've got Twitter. Instagram. I mean, we've got our own website. You've got the. I'm not good at this, but the little thing you put on the phone. What do you call it?
The app.
The app. That's what it is.
We're actually one of the few companies that have an actual app as well. And if you're talking about family friendly, as we touched on earlier, is the fact that we actually do birthday parties as well. If you have a young man or a young woman that loves professional wrestling, we'll put on a small event for them at one of our venues.
Yeah, like I said, but anybody who wants a great fundraiser and raise good money for whatever fundraiser they have, come and see us. I guarantee us we'll all come out of it happy. So.
Guys, I really appreciate you letting me conduct this short interview with you guys. Also, you can follow the Golden Boy Anthony on Twitter at
NWA Golden Boy.
And James Ross.
I don't even know what my Twitter is.
At
CashforPromotions.com.
And Mr. Minnick, do you
Mr.
have
Minnick's old school. He ain't got no Twitter.
If you'd like to get a hold of Mr. Minnick, you can write him a handwritten letter.
And mail it to 1923.
You can get a hold of me on Facebook. Just type my name in, Alvin Minnick. Hopefully there's not too many of us out there.
Also, they said, we do have a website. We're getting to that point to where we're doing pretty much huge changes is going to be coming up to the website here in 2017. It's at www.nwamidsouth.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
World Tag on the back.
The World Tag Team titles are scheduled. The World Tag Team champions, the Heat Seekers, will be back in Ripley January 6th, and we'll be naming their opponents pretty soon too. So.
Yeah,
So that's where you can find out where your opponents are. Also, one more piece of information. Speaking of social media and everything, I believe NWA Mid-South is part of Relay for Life. They have a team on their website right now.
Yeah,
So you guys can go donate. Guys can go join whatever that team on there. Also, don't forget Dyersburg, Tennessee, 1827 St. John Avenue, the Herb Welch Wrestleplex every Saturday night. You can see the Golden Boy Anthony, Alvin Minnick, and James Ross at there, and also myself. Bell time is 7:30 p.m.
I won't be in the ring.
Bell time is 7:30 p.m. You can also come here to the Power Pro Arena, 207 South Washington Street in Ripley, Tennessee. Bell time is 8 p.m. Like I said, you can see the Golden Boy, Alvin, and James, and also myself.
One more quick thing I'd like to throw in there, and this is a plug to the National Wrestling Alliance itself. They have their own website also, and when you go in there, you can look at all what I used to call territories that's open now. You can look at all the NWA at that point. When you go into that, you can look at all the champions, the world champions, tag champions, all that. They have the top 10 ratings and all that. I just want to put a shout out to them because they are the mothership of all the National Wrestling Alliance.
You can also follow the whole National Wrestling Alliance on Twitter at NWA Wrestling. I believe the website link is www.nwaringside.com. And I think that's about it. Does anybody else have any more comments on anything upcoming or anything like that?
No, just NWA Mid-South is as good as
Gold.